Well, I guess you know what this is. I've been sort of following your method, except I'm doing it a bit differently. Rather than making a box and welding it, what I'm doing is taking angle iron. This is a piece of 3 by 5 by a quarter, and I've affixed it to the column for the crankshaft to come out. And then what I want to do is to get another piece of angle iron of different dimension and to have slots so that it can move in and out um, to maybe adjust the gear alignment or whatever, or if I want to change the motor or do something else, all I have to do is just change this plate. So again, it's about the same thing, but a little bit of variant. The system I used your pins. These are little bolts I got from a Harbor Freight bolt kit. I just ground them, cut them off, cut the heads off, put them in my drill, and then ran them on the grinder wheel to get the point. So they, of course, went in, and I made a couple of templates. I used a piece of 3/4 inch plywood for the first one because it caught that boss and kept things in alignment, and then made a couple of masonite templates until I got one I was happy with, and then I turned it into metal. The lady, I go to this metal yard, and they do a lot of heavy contracting down in Miami, and they have a big bandsaw, and they cut off the stuff that the contractors don't want, and they throw it in a pile. So I get to buy, the cutoffs and whatever. She charges me by the pound. I think it's cheaper than, or almost as good as the recycling center. And I got a couple of different ones. I wasn't sure exactly what to do. These here on the left, this is a 4 by 6, and it's 3/8 thick. It's pretty heavy stuff. I got two more pieces of the 3 by 5 by a quarter. This is what I used for the column mount. Then I found a piece of 5 by 5 by a quarter. Hadn't seen this before. This may work for something, or I'm going to use it for a doorstop. And originally I had bought a bunch of 4 by 4 by a quarter, but it turned out that the mount needed something over 4.5 to close to 5. And the other stuff I got, I want to make a motor mount or a motor drive for the lateral. So these plates will bolt onto one other side of the table or the other. And then I've got two so I can mount a motor between the two with either gears or with something called Lovejoy connections. They're kind of a rubber universal joint. The thing I found, I bought a Diablo carbide tip. It's for wood and metal. And this stuff chews right through the angle iron. You got to go slow and use oil, but it goes right through it. And then I just simply filed and took a stone in my drill to deburr it and get the final dimension. My wiper motors are still in the mail. I got two of them. They were $19 each. They have a slightly different mounting pin. It's threaded with a burr at the end, so I'll have to do something with that. And as far as gears, I took these flywheel gears and I epoxied two of them together to make an inch-wide gear. And then I've epoxied them onto these shafts for alignment as well as to hold it. And the one may go directly onto the wiper motor, but the other one I'm going to have to do something with because the flywheel gears, they're slightly less than 1/2 inch in inner diameter, and the crankshaft is 5/8, I believe. So that's in the mill. But again, I think you've been through this, and this was kind of a day of frustration dealing with the alignment for all the little pins and the thing. And I did finally. I built up the courage. I plugged it in, and it actually turns on. I was paranoid that the thing wouldn't light up, or there was something wrong with the board or the motor, and that I'd have to pack it up and send it back to Quality Machine Works. Anyway, this is just a quickie. I upload this to my little site on YouTube, and then rather than take pictures or make emails, and then I erase it in a day or two. I delete it because YouTube is full of all kinds of useless material. Anyway, hope you're feeling better. Take care. Bye.